Hello there and welcome back, everyone. We're here doing the lessons of A Course in Miracles, and today we're going to be doing lesson number 351. But before we get into that, there is a teaching. We're coming to the very end of the lessons, and we're going to have a teaching on what am I? So this is going to be a great way for Jesus to bring us once again back into the knowledge that we are one. And the end of the lessons, the end of the spiritual season, all of this is coming together right now for our benefit. And all of the opportunities and challenges that we see right now are happening in such a way that we get the most benefit and the most gain, particularly if you're going through the lessons of A Course in Miracles and staying with it through the next, the next 15 days. What is it going to mean? How is your life going to change, and what seeds are you planting that are going to harvest? So arriving here to Florida and actually having this experience like right in front of me, it feels big and kind of scary, and I'm questioning myself, like, oh my gosh, am I really going to be able to contribute and turn this into something? I have no idea, but it feels right. It feels like everything guided us here. And so guess we're leaving it open to God and open to all my guides and teachers and all of the beings that are with us all the time, trying to get our attention, trying to guide us, trying to keep us on track. What is next? So I think instead of asking for those kind of specifics, a great place to start is, who am I? Who am I in this project? Who am I in general? So we're going to tune into this really quickly and then hop over to lesson 351. So here we go. What am I? I am God's son, complete and healed and whole, shining in the reflections of his love. In me is his creation, sanctified and guaranteed eternal life. In me is love perfected, fear impossible, and joy established without opposite. I am the holy home of God himself. I am the heaven where his love resides. I am his holy sinlessness itself, for in my purity abides his own. Wow, that's a really big, bold statement. Complete and healed and whole, shining in the reflection of his love. It is in me is his creation, sanctified and guaranteed eternal life. Yeah, this is really getting me excited about the 30 days of radical acceptance that are going to follow the completion of these lessons, because I think there are some things around acceptance that are challenging some of these statements. However, allowing all of that to come over the next, time period when these lessons end and the 30 days begins, coinciding with this beginning of a new journey here in Florida, I think this is just going to be an incredible learning opportunity for me and a way to really put all that I've learned from the past year of doing these lessons into action, like really put it into action in the world in front of me to see, because I don't have anything else going on. All right, so that was the prayer for what am I? So now here's the remainder of the teaching. Our use for words is almost over now. Yet in the final days of this 1 year we gave to God together, you and I, we found a single purpose that we shared, and thus you joined with me. So what I am are you as well. Thanks, Jesus. The truth of what we are is not for words to speak of nor describe. Yet we can realize our function here, and words can speak of this and teach it too if we exemplify the words in us. We are the bringers of salvation. We accept our part as saviors of the world, which through our joint forgiveness is redeemed. And this our gift is therefore given us. We look on everyone as brother, and perceive all things as kindly and as God. We do not seek a function that is past the gate of heaven. Knowledge will return when we have done our part. We are concerned only with giving welcome to the truth. Our eyes through which Christ's vision sees a world redeemed from every thought of sin. Our ears are the ears that hear the voice for God proclaim the world as sinless. our minds that join together as we bless the world. Ours, the minds that join together as we bless the world. And from the oneness that we have attained, we call to all our brothers, asking them to share our peace and consummate our joy. We are the holy messengers of God who speak for him, and carrying his word to everyone whom he has sent to us, we learn that it is written on our hearts, and thus our minds are changed about the aim for which we came, and which we seek to serve. We bring glad tidings to the Son of God, who thought he suffered. Now is he redeemed, and he sees the gate of heaven stand open before him. He will enter in and disappear into the heart of God. What am I? So it got very clear to me. Really, well, okay, a couple things I want to repeat. We look on everyone as brother and perceive all things as kindly and as good. So that's like definitely adjusting our perception and our attitude on a regular basis, checking ourselves when we notice here comes that judgment. And our minds that join together as we bless the world. So that's all of us. I think we need to start really seeing ourselves as a channel for loving kindness, for forgiveness, for peace, for truth. We have access to something that seemingly not everybody is tuned into. So I think it's our job to spread that. And it says pretty clearly here, we are the holy messengers of God who speak for him, and carrying his words to everyone whom he has sent to us, we learn that it is written on our hearts. So this is really like we're leaning into our destiny here. And yeah, it seems like a big deal, but I think it's so natural. And if this book is part of your life, you're definitely awakening to this idea that you aren't reading it and studying it on accident. And now it's like, what do you do with it? What's the practical application of this material? You know, it's not just to do self-development and inner healing, although that's exactly what it promotes. And maybe for the first several times through the lessons or the first several years of studying, that's what you focus on. But I think at some point you feel this desire to really transmit this out to the world beyond the people in your life, but really push it out and understand that the kind of work that we're doing here is much bigger than our lives in this incarnation. And this, and the kind of like the day-to-day life is what I'm talking about. So I don't know, consider that, you know, and ask yourself, what am I? And does this resonate with you? Lesson 351. My sinless brother is my guide to peace. My sinful brother is my guide to pain. And which I choose to see, I will behold. Choice. Attitude adjustment. We're just getting this over and over and over again. Really, we have to pay attention to judgment. Who is my brother but your holy Son? And if I see him sinful, I proclaim myself a sinner, not a son of God, alone and friendless in a fearful world. Yet this perception is a choice I make and can relinquish. I can also see my brother sinless, as your holy Son. And with this choice, I see my sinlessness, my everlasting comforter and friend beside me, and my way secure and clear. Choose then for me, my Father, through your voice, for he alone gives judgment in your name. Who is my brother but your holy Son? And if I see him sinful, I proclaim myself a sinner, not a son of God, alone and friendless in a fearful world. That's got to be something that really like soaks in as well from this material, is this noticing that however you see others is a way that you see yourself at some level, conscious or unconscious, it's there. So having that knowledge is really, really helpful as we're going through our self-reflection process. All right, let's see what A Year of Forgiveness has to say about lesson 351. And they like to change the words up just a little to kind of open it up here. My sinless fellow human is my guide to peace. My sinful fellow human is my guide to pain. And what I choose to see, I will behold. How do you see others? You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one you know as Jesus. That is how we want you to look at your fellow humans on this planet with you. If you judge against them, you judge against yourself. And if you love them, you love yourself. You are all connected. For example, envision a beehive. The chaotic individual behavior of self-serving bees would guarantee the demise of the hive. When the bees work together, not fighting each other, not hating each other, but allowing each to play its part in the highest functioning, regardless of whether they understand it or not, the worker bee's work is not similar to the queen bee's work. They are contributing their own parts and allowing others to contribute theirs. That is how you should envision yourself and your brothers and sisters. I have been given my part, and my part is given to me by my guidance system that says what I enjoy, what I like, what I value, and what I'm interested in. And my brothers and sisters' parts are given to them by their guidance systems. They might enjoy completely different things from me, but we are part of one collective, and that collective is working toward a goal that we in our small selves do not understand. Just as the individual bees do not comprehend how their work contributes to the whole, neither do you understand how your unique self contributes to the whole, but it does. There is an intelligence greater than yours at play. So step back from judging others, figuring that you know everything. Most of you, in fact, if you were asked, do you know everything, would say, no, I don't know everything. There are many things that I do not know. However, when it comes to judging others, you act as if you do know everything. You do not know what others are being guided to do, how they're being guided to do it, or what lessons they're learning from the guidance and experiences they have. Just as you do not know what your lessons and experiences are going to bring to you in the form of wisdom. Many of you have not received the things you wanted to receive, and in hindsight, you can see that you were relieved of some suffering because you did not get what you wanted. That may be happening today as well. When you judge another, you may be witnessing something that is in some way beneficent to the whole, but you are not high enough up in your evolution to be able to consider all of the ramifications of everything in every timeline and in every person. That is what's going on your plane. There are greater forces at play that you are not privy to. Listen to your guidance. Know that if you are happy and in alignment, in peace, and participating in a life that you enjoy, then you're on track. You're being given the guidance you need to take you where you need to go as one of those participants in the great human hive. I am that one you know as Jesus, and we will speak to you again tomorrow. Okay, well, I really like that bee analogy and the idea of the human hive. So I think that coming down here and having this opportunity to work on an intentional community, and I'm sure it's going to start really small. We'll have some meetings and just a couple circles, just have people get together and do some kind of healing work, some kind of spiritual talks and so forth. We're going to definitely talk about gardening and different kinds of energy sources and just ideas on how to turn this space into something that will benefit the collective. However, it feels like this idea of the hive where we don't know what the other person is capable of or what they're doing. We just know that when people come together, there is this synergistic energy that's created, and we don't have to know. There is a grander plan, and as long as we continue to put out this message that we're here to serve humanity, we're here to awaken, we're here to raise our consciousness, all of the solutions, all of the tools, all of the missing pieces are going to be placed in front of us. So I don't know, like I have this big question mark out in front of me today, and I'm grateful for it, and I'm challenged by it already, but I am very, very excited, and I'm glad I can share all of this with you. This was a little bit of a long one today, so I hope that you are staying with it and enjoying these last lessons and getting yourself into your own opportunities to be challenged, to take your practice to the next level. Because I think that's what's going to be asked from us here in the near term. So much love to all. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow.